Hey guys, it's Chuck. Welcome back to my shop. I'm going to do a video, a remodel to my surface gauge. As you probably saw the other day, I added the piece onto the front of my surface gauge for checking square. Well, my mentor Chui came over and I showed it to him and he said, "Oh yeah, you did a real nice job. That's nice, but too much surface area on the front of here," in his opinion, and he'd like to see some nice radiuses come down so it's a more of a much smaller tip for the gauge to run on, and he really wanted a much cleaner, better radius than just a belt sanded radius. So he kind of put the challenge to me. So I'm going to do a little remodel on this. And what I'm planning on doing, and maybe it's a little screwball, but that's me. Here's a little pallet for the lathe, 1-inch stem on it. Actually, I purchased these from Chui when I first met him. So I haven't used them one yet, so I'm planning on doing the radius of this bar on the lathe rather than setting it up on the mill and trying to do it on the rotary table. So I've done a little preliminary layout and connection of it to see how it would work, and I think I can do it. I dug through tooling bits that I have for the lathe, and I found a form tool, hopefully that comes into focus, that somebody had made, and I'm going to put it to use. And I think that'll make a nice radius on the front of this bar. Okay, so I'm going to get some stuff set up and then I'll be back. Also, in this video, I was planning, we'll just see how long it goes. I may have to do a third video, but the little angle block that I showed the other day that I was cleaning up on my surface grinder, and of course I was checking square. Well, my thought was, well, how do I check square on this side? The surface gauge, the way it's set up, is not going to reach there. So Chewy and I had a little discussion, and I'm going to show you what he's taught me, and it also posed the question, if this is square, if this 90 degree is square, and if this face mics out consistently across, does parallel equal square on the inside face? Certainly seems like it should mathematically, right? If this is parallel to this face here and this face is square to there, then that should be square also to the bottom. So we'll do a little testing on that possibly and see. Okay, be back with you. Okay, just to bring you along here, so I've made a new blank. You can see I've scored a center line on it, and then on the pallet here I've got a center line there also. So I'll be lining up on that center line. What I'm planning on doing is installing two screws here. That'll be to give me my straight edge, fasten it, and then go ahead and do the continued mounting. So I'll be back with you. Hey guys, just to bring you along, so use these two screws as setting it square on the plate, and then on the back side there, I don't know if it'll show in the light, but there's the scribe line on the plate, and I did a scribe line on the face here. So I have it centered there. So now I'll go ahead and attach the next two hold downs on it. Bring it back. Well, it's in the lathe, and let's power up and give it a little spin and see what it looks like. You guys can stand by here. I'm going the other end of the lathe. Glad my lathe has two handles. Certainly looks kind of wicked, I'll say that much. Okay, well, we'll be back. Going to take it out and trim it up. Well, you can see I got it in the lathe, and I'm doing just a little scratch cut for my radius. And that scratch cut is off my setup, and I'll pull it out and I'll show it to you. So I decided to cheat here rather than take it all apart, and I just put it in a 5C square block, and then put the square block in my vise, and then I'm just doing it on my little portaband setup here. The reason I'm doing it on this is I'm just a little lazy and don't feel like changing the blade in the large Powermatic. So I'll show you a little cutting here. Well, close enough to my line. The little setup works nice though. Using the vise really gives you a nice control, and it's safe. I just wanted to show you one other thing I did. I noticed when I had pulled it out of the lathe that this middle clamp was a little too far forward and it was actually pushing over the edge. So I ended up put a piece of welding rod back over so that the toe could cantilever, but the pressure was flat on the plate. And I think that'll work out good. Just a minute. Well, it's cleaning up well, and I don't know if you heard a little voice in the background where I said, be careful. I got my assistant in the shop here now with me, standing by at the lathe. But, so it's cleaning up well, and I have to go down to my radius line here, and then I can switch to the form tool. But seems to be holding in there real well, and continue on making passes. Okay, well, I've got the radius cut, and now I can switch over to the form tool, and we will attempt getting that edge finished like it's supposed to be. Bring you back. Well, I got the form tool in there. I think you can see it. Looks like there's glare. There we go. Some glare there, but I got the form tool in, got it set at height, so I'm going to go ahead and get a touch off on it, and we'll see how it does. Bring you back here in a minute. I'm going to try to hold you by hand here. The tool's touched off, and it seems to be doing okay, so we'll make a little bit of a pass here and see how we do. See how we're doing. Well, we're getting a little cut on the side there, and a nice cut on the side there. keep on going. Just feeding by hand. Let's take another look, see what we got. Well, the card ran out of space there. We'll continue on, but we're starting to form a radius there. So I'll bring you back here shortly. We'll go a little further. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if it'll focus. It doesn't look like it's focusing, but I'm bidding on a Burr King vibratory bowl. I was high bidder. Current bid 76 bucks. I was at 75, and we got 2 minutes 10 seconds left. Hope none of my buddies are out there bidding against me. Bring you back, see if I'm a winner. Well, it still looks blurry when I'm looking in the camera. I don't know why. But we got 19 seconds left. 18, 15. I'm going to jump the bid to $117. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Somebody went to $82. Oh man. Whoa, it ended at 168 bucks. That was a good buy, but I didn't get it. Okay, back to the turning of this part, and again, it still looks blurry to me. I don't know why. Come on. Let me shut off and come back. Well, looks really blurry. I don't know what's going on. But basically there's just a little bit of blue left from when I blued it earlier. So I'm going to clean that up and we'll bring it back. Well, that looks clear now. But hopefully I made my mentor proud. So I ended up with a nice radius on there. And we'll break it out of the jig and get it set up in the surface gauge. Well, the piece is back into the surface gauge, and hopefully it's focused. Turned out really nice. I'm glad Chui kicked my butt, and we'll move on, and I will see if I can show you something else that I mentioned earlier in the video. But that worked out nice. A lot of fun.